Lily had always dreamed of living in a place where the walls weren't paper thin, where she couldn't hear every argument, every TV blaring, every creaking floorboard from the apartment above. So when she found the Ridgewood Heights complex, tucked away on the quieter side of town, she thought she'd finally found her sanctuary. The building was old but charming, with ivy crawling up the brick exterior and a wrought iron gate that gave it an almost Gothic elegance. The rent was affordable, the neighbors seemed polite but distant, perfect for someone who valued privacy. For the first few weeks, everything was blissfully normal. She unpacked her boxes, hung her framed prints of misty forests on the walls, and settled into a routine. Her job as a freelance graphic designer meant she worked odd hours, sometimes late into the night, and she appreciated the silence of the complex at those hours. But then she began to notice peculiarities. It started with the sounds. Every night, without fail, at exactly 2:17 a.m., she would hear the soft click of a door unlocking next door, apartment 302. Then footsteps, slow and deliberate, moving down the hallway. At first, she thought nothing of it. Maybe her neighbor worked night shifts, but then she realized she had never actually seen the man who lived there. She tried to catch a glimpse of him, peering through her peephole whenever she heard movement outside. Once she saw the back of a tall, broad-shouldered figure in a dark coat disappearing around the corner. Another time, she caught the faintest whiff of something metallic, coppery, almost like blood, lingering in the hallway after he passed. Her curiosity turned into unease. Then came the packages. Every few days, a new box would appear outside apartment 302. Plain brown cardboard, no return address, always delivered by a different courier. Lily never saw her neighbor bring them inside. They would simply vanish by morning. One evening, unable to resist, she crept into the hallway when she knew he wasn't home, or at least when she hoped he wasn't, and knelt beside one of the packages. It was light, but something shifted inside when she tilted it. A soft, wet thump. Her stomach twisted. That was the moment she should have called the police. But she didn't. Instead, she made a mistake. She knocked on his door. The man who answered was nothing like she expected. He was handsome, in a sharp, unsettling way. Dark hair, pale blue eyes that didn't quite reflect light, and a smile that didn't reach them. "Can I help you?" he asked, voice smooth. Lily's throat went dry. "I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm your neighbor, Lily." His smile widened. I've heard you moving around. I'm Daniel." They exchanged pleasantries, but the entire time Lily's skin prickled. His apartment behind him was immaculate, too clean. No personal photos, no clutter, just a single faint scent underneath the lemon cleaner. Something rotten. That night, she bolted her door for the first time. The next few days were a blur of paranoia. She started noticing things, small, horrifying details. The way Daniel would pause outside her door sometimes, just standing there, silent. The way her trash had been rifled through. The way her cat, who usually greeted her at the door, now hid under the bed, pupils blown wide with fear. Then the noises started inside her apartment. Scratching in the walls, a faint dripping sound behind the bathroom tiles. One night, she woke to the sensation of being watched, only to see the silhouette of a man standing in her doorway, backlit by the street lamp outside. She screamed. The figure vanished. Was it real, or had she imagined it? The breaking point came when she found the first note slipped under her door. "I know you've been curious about me, Lily. Let's talk." Her hands shook. She called the police, but they dismissed her. "No evidence of a break-in," they said. "You're safe." She wasn't. That night, she decided to search his apartment while he was gone. Big mistake. The inside of apartment 302 was a nightmare. The walls were lined with newspaper clippings, missing women, all in their 20s, all with dark hair like hers. A workbench held tools, knives, saws, all meticulously cleaned, and in the corner, a large freezer hummed ominously. She didn't want to open it, but she did. Inside, wrapped in plastic, was a woman's severed hand, the nails still painted pink. Lily stumbled back, bile rising in her throat. She had to get out, now. But then, the front door creaked open. Daniel was home. What followed was a desperate, breathless game of cat and mouse. She hid in the closet, listening to his footsteps draw closer. She stifled a sob as his shadow passed the door. She waited until he moved to the other room before bolting for the exit, only for him to grab her wrist at the last second. His grip was iron. "You shouldn't have come in here, Lily," he whispered, breath hot against her ear. She fought, she screamed, she ran. Down the stairs, through the lobby, into the pouring rain outside. She didn't stop until she collapsed at a gas station miles away, sobbing to the clerk to call the police. When they finally searched Daniel's apartment, they found everything Lily described and more. The freezer held remains of at least 3 victims. The walls were a shrine to his crimes. But Daniel himself, gone, vanished into the night. And as Lily sat in the back of a police car, wrapped in a blanket, one terrible thought gnawed at her. He knew where she lived, and he had her keys. If you enjoyed this spine-chilling tale of Lily's terrifying encounter, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss another dark story. And remember, lock your doors, check your windows, and trust your instincts, because you never really know who lives next door. Until next time, sleep with one eye open.